Hey, yo, y'all know what it is, man. SOS Wrestle Talk back at y'all once again for another pro wrestling show review. And man, what a review do we have right here? Because this time we have New Japan Pro Wrestling's Sakura Genesis 2026. It just took place this morning in Ryogoku, and we got some stuff to talk about, man. Before all that happens, please be sure you like and subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. That subscription price is $3.99. It won't cost you anything. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Callum Newman has reached the pinnacle of New Japan Pro Wrestling, getting the victory over Yota Tsuji with the make way in about 24 and a half minutes right here to become the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. So after that victory, we have the United Empire standing tall in the ring, proudly gathering around their newly minted world champion. We had about 6,600 or 6,009 fans, I believe, was in attendance to watch this match and watch history take place because, as we all know, Callum Newman has now become the youngest IWGP Heavyweight Champion of all time, toppling Nakamura's record by a few months, I believe. Like I said, he was able to get that victory with the make way. Of course, a little bit of chicanery, a little bit of shenanigans. He hit a low blow on Yota Tsuji, following by the make way to get the victory. So we got chaos, not the stable. We had chaos ensuing after the match. While Newman celebrated with Will Ospreay, we had a masked man, the second masked man in the night actually, coming down to attack Yota Tsuji. That masked man revealing himself to be Gabe Kidd. So after all of that settled down a little bit, we had Shingo Takagi. He was down at ringside with his stablemate. Of course, he goes into the ring to challenge the new champion, positioning himself, like I said, as the new challenger. He's a little hot about what happened. So this has been kind of a shakeup for New Japan. The status quo was maintained on other places on the card, where we have Hiroki Goto, Yoshihashi, and Boltin Oleg retaining their never openweight six-man tag team titles against the House of Torture. We have the New Japan TV title still around the waist of Konosuke Takeshita after a 15-minute draw with Shota Umino. And in the semi-main event, oh my God, we had an amazing tag team title match between the Knockout Bros and Yota Ice. And I said the Knockout Bros and Yota Ice. I mean, Oscar and Yota Ice upset Knockout Bros. I mean, because, they are in the same stable, of course. So, amazing tag team match. They got that victory, I think, in about a little under 25 minutes right here. So, post-match from there, they called out Bishamon. And then when they called out Bishamon, we had the team of Great Khan and Hanare coming out to actually throw their name in the hat for the tag team titles. Looks like Bishamon and Great Khan and Hanare are going to have pretty much a title eliminator match to see who's going to face said champions coming up soon, who's going to be the said number one contenders. So that's going to be something very interesting as well. And with Callum Newman winning this title right here, post-match, behind the scenes, when they had these celebratory interviews and whatnot, Will Ospreay asked for help from the United Empire, and they kind of reluctantly agreed to help him. So it looks like we're setting up some stuff for Forbidden Door as well as that. And speaking of Konosuke Takeshita, before I forgot, there was a masked man that also came out, like I said, who pretty much helped Chase Owens attack Konosuke Takeshita to throw his name in a hat for the TV title. So I'm already going to say who I think the masked man is. I think the masked man is Sonata. So I'm throwing it as Sonata coming back off his brief hiatus from New Japan Pro Wrestling. But ultimately, as I talk and I ramble as I do, so I do that very well, actually, talk and ramble. I think Sakura Genesis was a win. When Callum Newman won the title, I wonder, was this what some in New Japan fans maybe thought back in the day once Jay White got the victory when he beat Tanahashi and won the title? I wonder, was this kind of how they felt about it? When it first happened, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I was like, wow, I did not see that taking place, him beating Yota Tsuji right there. But I will say, one, I've been kind of on the troll side with Callum Newman and the whole AEW stuff, so I've just kind of been on his side because, y'all know how I am. AEW's cool. I just like to troll them guys. They're fine. But one thing this does do, and I said this to, my buddy Jeff, Strong Style Story, one half of Team No Beer, the Kings Row Bar and Grill. We have an episode here on the channel, so go ahead and check that out. One thing I will say that I said to him was, Yota Tsuji's my guy in New Japan. I was like, dang, when he lost, I'm like, damn, maybe he shouldn't have lost so quickly. But I will say, with him taking this L to Callum Newman and having his attention focused on Gabe Kidd, because the Gabe Kidd drug him to the back of the attack team, said he's coming after the global title, says he's coming to destroy New Japan, all that good stuff. It keeps it to where, like I even said this to Jeff, it keeps it to where the heavyweight title and the global titles aren't necessarily linked together, because I think if we would have had a situation of Tsuji continuing to win and pile up W's and get wins, with both belts, there would kind of become a time to where, as opposed to just defending one belt, he would be defending both belts simultaneously, kind of like what Tatsuya Naito did back when he was the double champ. And we all know when he was the double champ, that was never his plan. His intention was never to defend both titles in the same time. He would defend the heavyweight title against some guys. He would defend the IC title against another set of guys. But that never really came to fruition as far as Tetsuya Naito's first double champ reign. That's why I kind of think and you got a chance to make history here, too. You had a chance to make Callum Newman not only the youngest New Japan Cup winner, you had a chance to make him the youngest IWGP Heavyweight Champion of all time. And you get to stake his name. His name will be forever in the history books for that. Well, maybe until there's another youngest champion. And I see a lot of reluctancy of people talking about New Japan. They still kind of put some of the same guys. They have the young talent up towards the top. It's just the way to get these guys to break through. Like a Ryohei Oiwa, like a Yui Yamura, hell, like a Yota Tsuji, like a Shota Umino. Those guys, I feel, are ready to take Callum Newman. He's a champion now. These guys are ready to take the company by the throat and by storm. I just think you guys in New Japan, the higher ups, booking team, whatever you want to call them, y'all got to let them, because y'all have talent. Y'all have immense talent in that ring. So just let them cook. That's all I can say. And speaking of cook, is Ghetto cooked as a booker? It's a conversation we can have for another time, but I ran out of time, speaking of time, y'all. I just want to get this brief news out there real quick. We have a new IWGP Heavyweight Champion, the youngest in history so far, that being Callum Newman, representing the United Empire, something Will Ospreay was not able to attain. So, kind of digs in the crawl Will Ospreay a little bit, considering he's his mentor, but we'll get to that bridge when we get to cross it. So, like I said, SOS Wrestle Talk, man. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. That subscription price is $3.99. It won't cost you anything. So, I'm going to holler at all you good people later. Till next time. We also have some news as far as the best of the Super Juniors go. How can I forget that? I almost forgot that. So let me talk about that real quick. They finally revealed the last two participants in said blocks of the best of the Super Juniors, because they had released everybody up until now. So the last two participants for the blocks right here, we had Nick Wayne coming back from AEW / Ring of Honor to join the best of the Super Junior field, as he so did last year. And we have, it looks like, coming into this, Jun Kosei is going to be in the best of the Super Juniors. So we're going to see how his deathmatch style translates to this tournament, which very much against deathmatches. So I'll be very much looking forward to that. But until next time, now, I don't know if I've even gave out a full block of both the best of the Super Junior, or both blocks of best of the Super Juniors, excuse me. I don't even know if I even talked about them on the show yet. So, let's see. Block A, we got Master Wato, Rizuke Taguchi, Kosei Fujita, Robbie X, Francesco Akira, Doki, the reigning champion, of course, Teton, Valente Jr., Nick Wayne, and Jun Kosei. In the B block, we have El Desperado, Kushida, Yo, Robbie Eagles, Taiji Ishimori, Jacob Austin Young, Sho, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Hayo, and Daisuke Sasaki representing DDT. So the best of the Super Juniors is always one of my favorite times of the year. It should be another excellent tournament this year. And you already know where to get the recap of all that. You get it here. So I'm going to holler at all y'all good people next time. Till next time, take care. Deuces, adios, peace, sayonara, whatever you want to say. We about this bitch. Holla.